Well, if it ain't you again, that just makes Granny's heart warm as a cobbler on the windowsill. Pull up on that old stool. Don't mind the old dog snoring in the corner. She only howls at real danger. Tonight's tale, it's about my dear friend Jay, a good man, a kind soul. Lived in that same old creaky house since the early 70s. Stayed there till he passed just last year. But sugar, Jay wasn't truly alone in that house. Jay was a bit of a bachelor, kept to himself mostly, fixed cars, read the newspaper, and smoked old cigars that smelled like burnt rubber. He was real stubborn, too. You couldn't tell him nothing about ghosts or haints. He'd say ain't no such thing. Folks just looking for attention. Well, that tune changed one summer night in '94. Jay called me. Now, mind you, he never called unless the coffee pot caught fire or he saw a snake in the toilet. He said, Granny, he said, I think I brought something home that ain't human. Now, that'll make your jaw clench. He told me it started when he had a string of strange dreams, all of them about the same woman. Pale skin, long black hair, eyes like polished coal. She'd whisper his name, tell him he was hers. Every night more vivid, and every morning he'd wake up more tired than the last. Jay said one night he opened his eyes mid-dream, and she was sitting at the foot of his bed, grinning and breathing heavy. He tried to move, he couldn't. He couldn't blink, he couldn't scream. Then he felt her hand brush against his cheek, real gentle-like, and she said, You'll never be alone again, darling, never. Now, Jake was a man of reason, but that moment he locked that bedroom door, slept on the couch for a week, his Bible under his pillow. I went over to visit. The place that usually smelled of sweat and stale cigars smelled like rose perfume and sulfur. You ever smell sulfur in a house with no gas line? I told Jay, Did you bring a woman in this house, did you? He looked me dead in the eyes and said, Granny, I think she brought me. I brought a pastor over once. He wouldn't step past the porch, said the spirit inside was starving, seductive, and strong. He whispered one word, succumbus. I never told Jay what it meant. He didn't need to know. Over time, he got real quiet. The man that used to play Johnny Cash records now sat in silence. Said she'd sit beside him some nights. Said she'd whisper sweet promises if he let her in just a little more. He aged quicker than he ought to. Then last fall, he passed away in his recliner, peaceful, alone. But really alone? I had the house keys. I thought I'd box up his things, maybe keep a few photos. But when I opened that door, every mirror in the house was cracked, and that perfume still hung in the air. Now, I'm not saying she took him, but I am saying not everything that wants your love deserves it. Some spirits just want a place to nest and feed. Jay never married, but I think in the end he wasn't single. Well, that's all for tonight, my dear. Next time you dream of a pretty lady with cold hands and a warm smile, you best wake yourself up real quick. Until next time, keep your nightlight burning and your heart guarded. And remember, some things that love you ain't got a soul to lose.